Long before the world echoed with the footsteps of dinosaurs, there was a different Earth, a stranger Earth, drier, and in many ways more dangerous. The continents were fused into a single supercontinent, Pangaea, a vast, cracked landmass stretching nearly pole to pole, baked under a relentless sun. The interior of this world was arid and dry. Plants hugged the ground, forests were sparse, rain was rare. Out of this ancient dust and heat emerged the first true giants of the land. Long before sauropods, they dominated the land, and one of them towered above the rest. The Cotylorhynchus, a creature so strange it barely seems real. With the body of a bloated tank and the head the size of a football, it defied expectations of what life on land should look like. It belonged to a group of animals called synapsids, early relatives of mammals. In fact, Cotylorhynchus is more closely related to you than it is to a crocodile or a lizard. It lived in what is now North America, particularly the region we call Oklahoma and Texas. But 275 million years ago, that land looked nothing like today. There were no flowers, no grass, instead, low shrubby plants and scattered trees with thick bark and no leaves. A dry, unpredictable environment, but one where Cotylorhynchus thrived, and it did so by getting huge. The largest species, Cotylorhynchus hancocky, reached the lengths of up to 6 meters, or nearly 20 feet, and could weigh between 1.5 and 2 tons. For its time, that was colossal. Most land animals around it were the size of a dog or small pig. Its legs were short, stubby, and sprawled to the sides like a salamander's, not tucked beneath like in mammals. This creature did not walk gracefully. It waddled. And then there was the head. Cotylorhynchus had one of the smallest skulls relative to body size of any known land vertebrate. In some specimens, the skull measures less than 30 centimeters, about the size of a loaf of bread, while the body could be 20 times longer. What kind of creature evolved such a comically small head? Cotylorhynchus was a herbivore, feeding on soft, low-growing plants. Its teeth were simple, not for chewing, but for grasping and pulling. It probably ate large quantities at a time, swallowing plants whole and letting its enormous gut do the hard work. Inside that barrel-shaped torso was a vast fermentation chamber, like a biological compost bin, filled with microbes that helped break down tough plant matter slowly over time, just like cows, sloths, or tortoises today. And because it didn't need a strong bite, sharp teeth, or a big brain to chase prey, evolution simply didn't invest in its head. Smaller skull, lighter front, more efficient body for its needs. But such a slow, lumbering grazer must have been easy prey, right? Not necessarily. Even though it had no claws, no armor, and no speed, Cotylorhynchus had 2 key defenses: size and mass. Some paleontologists even suggest its skin may have been thick and leathery, possibly offering basic protection, like a modern rhino or hippo. Others propose that Cotylorhynchus may have lived in groups, using herd behavior to guard the young and discourage attacks. Though fossil evidence for social living is limited, it's a possibility we can't rule out. And then there's the water hypothesis. A few researchers have suggested that Cotylorhynchus might have been semi-aquatic, spending time in shallow lakes or swamps to escape heat and predators. Its dense bones could have helped it control buoyancy, and water might have supported its bulk. Think of a prehistoric hippo, half submerged, chewing through plants all day. This theory is debated, and not everyone agrees. But whether on land or in water, one thing is certain: Cotylorhynchus worked. It was an evolutionary success. It survived in a harsh Permian world, not by outrunning its enemies or outsmarting them, but by outgrowing them. And in doing so, it became one of the first giants of Earth's history.